Hello and welcome back to another episode of Unorthoblocks. My name is Mighty High, and last episode we made some pretty good progress on my new storage system, although as you can see we've still got a lot of work to do here, but hopefully we can finish that in today's episode. And also, since the last episode, I've made a mess, as you can tell from these shulker boxes. But what's in them? Well, I've been busy, not in these shulker boxes, in these guys. You can probably tell where I've been, can't you? Yeah, I've been to the end and got not just a lot of loot, like some of these shulker boxes are actually junk, but I've got a lot of loot, but also a lot of elytra, and what I really needed and why I went to the end for so long, all of these shulker shells. I managed to get a whole shulker box full of shulker shells, which is a crazy amount. So I don't think I'm going to go short anytime soon because I was literally down to 2 stacks. Oh, that does include the ones we did have already, which was about 2 stacks or so. But we've got a lot more than that now, so that should be enough for the time being, although I do use them like candy, so I wonder how long that's actually going to last. Hopefully quite a while, but you never know. So just a quick recap from last episode. What we did is we've got our storage systems and item filters around the back in a row like this, and we've also got our bulk storage here, and I've hooked up the hoppers to these storage silos even, but we still got a bit more redstone to do. One, I would like to add a Shulker Box Unloader, and we also need to figure out where we're going to be putting all the items into filter, and it looks like we're going to be using that point there for the entry of all these items, and then they're just gonna trickle down slowly and go around and down, and then back this way, and then back down that way, as you can see from that hopper line. Basically, I could use water streams and stuff like that, but I think hopper lines will work, although there is still the potential to use water streams if I have to, because I think we've got enough room to use water streams if we need to. I think I'll leave it for now, because then I'd have to give it a loop and then go up and then around again, and that might despawn some items. So if they're in hoppers, at least they won't get despawned. So I think, yeah, because of the size of this, it's probably better to use hoppers as well instead of water streams. I think that's probably the best bet to go with this, although I could use water streams if I wanted to. I did mention this last episode, and I'm still debating with it this episode, but for now I think I'm just going to leave it as is and try and sort out a Shulker Box Unloader, and we also want a area where we can just put all the other items that we don't need as well. So yeah, ideally I could have a system where it figures out whether it's a shulker box or not, but I don't think I'm that clever to do that kind of redstone at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with the Shulker Box Unloader, find a space to build this, and catch you guys in a minute. Right, so we've got our Shulker Box Unloader sorted now, and this is fairly quite simple, although it is the first time that I'm testing it in a survival world. So what we do is we put our shulkers in this chest. Obviously we have like a hopper going into this, so we can put our shulker boxes in here, so that's not a problem because we've got loads of room for a hopper line up here. And basically we've got our items in there. We do need a way to kickstart this, so I'm just going to use a button for now, but once we've just pressed this button, so what I'll probably do is have a chest and then chuck all my shulker boxes that need unloading in it. That will then go into here, and then what we can do is we can press a button which will go into this system, and then we should get a shulker box go there. It should get unloaded because we've got some items in here, and then it should go into these hoppers here, and we should have an empty shulker box, and then it reloads basically, as you can see just there. And this is working by the looks of it, and we should have our stone is coming in there. Obviously hoppers aren't that fast. Minecart, oh, there we go. Nice, awesome. So we should have about 6 stacks of stone coming in, and we should have our shulker boxes coming in as well. So let's just wait for that. Yeah, it's not fast. You could hook these up to droppers or something like that if you wanted to, but I think this is going to do. And there we have it. We've got our stone in here, and it actually evenly distributes it between these two hoppers as well, which is good. And we've got 2 shulker boxes in here and 1 in here. So this test works. So hopefully this will work for all the other shulker boxes I've got. I will keep an eye on it, but I think this is going to work pretty well for what we need. Although I do have a lot of shulker boxes. I'm glad this is working. So the next thing we need to do here is basically connect these hoppers over to there and then test it. But I'm not going to do that yet because we've still got a lot of work to do, and I want to try and keep this as a little separate room to the actual storage system, so that I can have a room where I just chuck all my items in to get sorted and then go down into this storage system here. But connecting this is basically just a hopper line over to there. One thing I may have to keep an eye on is whether this can handle the amount of items that need to go through it, because as I mentioned, I've got a ton of shulker boxes that need unloading, so hopefully we can get it working and without any loss. But I will keep an eye on it and let you guys know the process. But for now, I'm going to leave this little bit here and get on with the actual item filters, because yeah, one, we need to figure out what items we're going to be sorting, and I also need to fill all these hoppers with an item as well. So that's going to be quite a lot of items to fill, and quite a lot of hoppers to fill. Right, so I've filled all these items with a filler item, so we've got something in there at least. This is basically just to stop items from going in there, because I don't particularly want these filling up with random items that I don't want to be sorted. I'm still yet to figure out where I want to sort the items. Not 100% sure on that one yet. Yeah, you can kind of tell I'm putting that one off a tiny bit, can't you? Just because there's so many items in the game, and I know for a fact I don't have enough storage for them, but I need to figure out the most important items anyway. But I think I'm going to decorate the place first and then sort out all the redstone and everything else to do with it, because that's probably the best way to go for now. Because all we really need to do is hook the Shulker Box Unloader into the actual sorting system, and then we need to have a few chests so we can dump our items in the system as well. So that's really quite easy to do. But before I show you, let's kill that bat. Oh, we didn't get ahead. So as I was saying, basically, I want to have this as like a nether theme, I think. I've been thinking about it the last couple of days now, and I think that we could use the all the new nether all the new nether blocks even. I think that will look really cool in here. So I've got an assortment of items here. We've got some crying obsidian, blackstone, and all the rest that goes with it. We've got a warped and crimson stem, and yeah, basically just all of the nether blocks that you could use essentially. And I think this is going to be really cool once it's done. So we're going to have one side with warped, the other side with crimson, and then I'm going to use a lot of blackstone as well. So this is going to be like a dark evil lair as such. Hopefully we can add some diamonds and gold to the place as well, because that will look cool. But I think for now, I'm just going to get started on building this and also get rid of all this stone as well, because hopefully I won't even have any of this stone showing. We are not complete with this yet, as you can tell. I've still got the floor to do, and I think I've got a really cool idea for that as well, and also the ceiling as well. But I'm really happy how this design turned out. It is quite basic, but I did want to try and showcase the new blocks, primarily the warped and crimson stem, because I really quite like these blocks, even though I can't think of many ways to use them yet apart from terraforming ideas, but I wanted to use them, so I did. And then we've got the black stone and the gold on this side here, and again, I'm really happy how this turned out. I could kind of mix and match this between the blackstone and the blackstone bricks, but I have used the chiseled blackstone blocks, which are cool, and I've also used quite a lot of gold as well, as you can tell. But we've still got a lot to do, and I am going to use the black and gold as a theme for this build, I think. And yeah, the roof is going to be another thing in particular. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do the roof, but we've also got this side done. This side is a bit dull in comparison to the other side, so this side needs a bit of work as well. But I am actually running out of blackstone. Like, I don't have much left. I have whatever's in that shulker box and whatever's in that shulker box, so I don't really have a lot of blackstone left, and I've got to do the floor and the ceiling as well. So let's try and fly up through the ceiling. Cool. So I think we're going to have the ceiling roughly from where them hoppers end. So I think it's about another block above this. And then, yeah, because we're not going to have much space, I don't think. So if let's just grab some blackstone and pillar ourselves around here. And we use the data pack? No, not yet. Let's just do this. I think the roof is going to be on this layer here. Yeah, because that will just hit just under these hoppers then. So we can hide that, which is good. And I'll probably use half slabs for this as well. So just to minimize the resources, let's grab all of them. So that's going to be the roof. I was thinking of using quartz as well for the roof. That might be a good idea, because as you can see in these chests here, I've got quite a lot of quartz. And also, I can also get quartz from these guys as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and use up all the emeralds I've got on my hotbar, or in my inventory, for quartz, because I've actually got these guys specifically for quartz until they added the piglins, so we're doing pretty well on quartz at least. Right, so I've acquired quite a bit of quartz from our villagers, so this should be enough to get started with the roof, if not enough to actually do the roof, because I'm not planning on actually using quartz for the whole roof, just as like an accent colour, because we haven't actually used quartz here yet, and it is from the nether. So this block here is the block I'm looking at to use, and this is the new nether brick, quartz nether bricks, and I really like this texture. The only unfortunate thing about it is you can't get it in half slabs, which is kind of an oversight, I would imagine, with the game, but maybe not. They might have just done it anyway. But you can't really make half slabs out of this block, which is unfortunate, because it would have helped with resourcing. But this is the block we're going to be using, and we're also going to be using probably blackstone bricks as well to complement it. I think that's a good color palette with what we've got, and possibly some gold as well, although we do have gold on the bottom, so we might not. But I'm definitely going to be using this and the blackstone, and then what we need to do is build an area up the top where we put all our items in. So that's going to be fun and interesting, because we've already got that up there. But first things first, I should probably put a roof on this thing and then worry about that. Alright, so I think we're done with the ceiling and the floor, and this is what I've come up with. So we're using the blackstone, the quartz bricks and gold, and I've also used the crying obsidian as well. And I think them particle effects might get a bit annoying But I quite like it as well, and I've pretty much mirrored that on the bottom, just slightly different. But I really quite like these kind of colours, and also the crying obsidian gives off some light as well, which is cool. So the only problem with the lighting situation we've got at the moment is bats. As you can see over here, they might be ones that have spawned in here while I was building it, but I think they're new. And we've also got to get rid of that beacon as well at some point. So there's still quite a lot we need to do. We need to do the item filters very soon, and we also need an entrance for this place, and we also need to sort out a way where we can actually put our items. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is work on this area and work on the item hopper line, which is fairly simple, to be fair. I think it's going in... No, it's going in over that side, so that's not a problem. And then we need to figure out a way, I'll probably just have a chest or something to dump all my other items in. So I'll do that, and then we probably need to decorate this area slightly as well, because we're going to be here quite a lot dumping items in for the item sorter as well. So there's still quite a lot to do, and I guess let's just see how much we can get done. At first glance, it doesn't look like anything's changed, but we've got our roof in now, which is kind of mirroring the bottom, but not quite. It's slightly different, which I actually quite like this design, as you can probably tell. This room does look a bit bare though, so we do need to do something about that. And I was thinking about an entrance, basically having an entrance here on this wall, so we maybe have like a 3x3 entrance here, and then we can cover up the redstone and dig ourselves a tunnel upwards. I don't think we're going to have time for this episode. I have also made ourselves like a little bridge so we can get to both sides and also downwards as well. So this is just to fill out this area a tiny bit. I could possibly extend these over to the other ends as well, but I didn't really want too many staircases if I could help it. So I think this will be enough for now. I've also put a load of item frames on these chests, but I'm still yet to actually put the items in the item filter. I have got rid of these blocks just so that's easier to do. I'll probably just do this off camera, to be fair with you, because it's quite a boring job. So if we go up, you may have noticed a couple of chests here. So this chest here is for all of the shulker boxes that need emptying, so I just dump them into the chest and they should end off into the Shulker Box Unloader. And then this button here is to actually activate it, because it's not automatic. Yeah, it's not automatic the first time you use it, but then it will just cycle through the shulker boxes after that. And I've basically just got a hopper line leading into our item filter, so anything that goes in here should go all the way through the item filters. And then the other chest we've got is basically just to dump off any other items that we have in our inventory as well. I am definitely going to get rid of these beacons because they're in the way, and obviously they're not center either. So I need to move these beacons. I'll most likely just have one in each corner. But whether they're going to be visible or not, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think they will be. They'll be visible from the sky, but I don't think they're going to be visible from this room here, which is probably to my benefit, in all fairness. So the last thing that I've done, and you probably haven't spotted it, but if you have spotted a button around here, then well done you, because it's quite hard to spot. But we have a button here, and if we press it, it opens up the floor flush. Oh, I love this redstone contraption. But yeah, so as you can see, we've got some kind of door, or some kind of trapdoor, shall I say, or redstone contraption that opens up the floor on the bottom of us, so we can go down here. So eventually what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have a vault down here with all of our diamonds and stuff in it. But let's just show you the redstone for this. This is really quite simple. We're just using observers and redstone essentially. So the idea of this being here is eventually we're going to have a vault down here where we can hide all our ancient debris and stuff like that. But that's all I've got so far is the redstone done for that little trapdoor thing. And it's basically toggleable from a button. So I'll just quickly show you the redstone in my testing world for that, just so you guys can get a gist of what's going on. Alright, so this is becoming a regular appearance now, me showing you my redstone testing world, but this is the contraption we have. So we have our pistons in an L formation like this, and the same here, and then we have two observers here. So these observers are powering these pistons to move these blocks, and then these two observers back here are powering these four pistons here. So what happens is with the click of a button, nothing happens, but then they get pulled down, and then if we press the button again, they get pushed up again, and then everything retracts back. And I did try this with a lever, but it didn't seem to work. So a button is how it works basically, and I'm really quite happy about this design. Obviously it's really quite simple as well, and there's probably ways you can compact this if you really wanted to, but this is what I've built on the server. So we're back on the Unorthoblocks server, and I've just realised that we've spent the entire episode in this place and we're still not finished yet. I hope you enjoyed this episode anyway. We did get a lot done in today's episode. I mean, we've made this place look really cool. And we've also done the rest of the redstone that needs doing as well. I also forgot to mention that I had to move these a block back, and I also got rid of one as well. So we could possibly add another storage silo if we wanted to, but I think 6 is enough for now. So ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I am out of time for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Mighty High. If you like this video, then please click the like button. And if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been Mighty High, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.